Good late at night, everybody. I can't sleep, and so I want to play Vintage Cube. And I feel like I've been here before. It's literally our last draft was pack one, pick one, time walk. Let's do the time walk again. All right. Anyway, I'm taking time walk, and we get and we get past a Mox Ruby. It kind of feels like the game wants to. Oh, I want to take Thousand Year Storm. Thousand Year Storm's Time Walk just feels like what I want my life to culminate in. It's just Thousand Year Storm into a Time Walk. But I'm gonna take the Mox. This feels like the game apologizing for me drawing too many lands last league. But pack one power, literally pack one, pick two power. Let's see what we get for pick three. All right, pack three. Monastery Mentor. Now, I vaguely remember talking about this the last time I was drafting a Time Walk deck. But if you can get like the blue-white deck, where you just like play a bunch of pressure early and then take an extra turn, you are pretty much unbeatable. Also, Mox Ruby, like the white Mox and the red Mox tend to be the best in my opinion in their strategic decks. So like if I just end up drafting red white Fun Police and have Time Walk in the deck, I'm cool with that. I'll take Monastery Mentor. There's some cool stuff in this pack, but Mentor is cooler. Just make like a ton of Mentor tokens, take an extra turn. That's the dream. All right. It's a High Tide. I kind of want to. This is in no way. Also, all right. I kind of want to draft Storm. This is in no way correct. Also, there is so many multicolored cards in this pack. It's a really early High Tide. I'm gonna take it just because it's powerful, and I'm gonna keep an ear open to maybe drafting Storm. We'll see what happens. But in this pack, there's not a ton going on. There's some decent white cards in the form of Kithian and Day of Judgment. No blue cards. I kind of like Stonecoil Serpent, because I can play this in basically any deck I would play. And if I end up being some kind of creature deck with Monastery Mentor, I can still play Stonecoil Serpent as like a reasonable creature, even if I'm playing like red-white. Kytheon, also kind of fair. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Stonecoil. Okay. No blue cards tells me that blue is being cut probably pretty hard. It wants me to take Whisperwood Elemental, but because I have Time Walk, I think if I was taking a green card, I'd rather take Eternal Witness. There is Spectral Procession. I could start taking Fixing if I'm worried. There's also Pack Rat, and Pack Rat's just great. There's a number of black cards coming around. I'm going to take Eternal Witness just because of the extreme Time Walk synergy. We'll see what happens. Well, green appears open. If I take, I don't think blue is open, and if I take Gush, it is unlikely I will ever cast it. I'm still gonna. Oh, Regrowth! Oh, yeah, I'm happy to take a Regrowth. We can just Time Walk, Regrowth, Time Walk, Eternal Witness, Time Walk. I want to do that. I've not been able to do that yet, so I'm taking Regrowth. Baral, Gaia's Cradle, Primal Command, Banefire, Bizarre. Baral potentially has some severe consequences for our opponent, and it's mono blue. I haven't seen any of the mana dorks other than Avacyn's Pilgrim. Lion's Eye Diamond is an incredible Storm card, but we have none of the support for Lion's Eye Diamond, and we're mostly blue-green at the moment. I'm gonna take Baral. This is what I get for being late at night, tired, trying to draft. Do I take the Thousand Year Storm, or do I take something way more reasonable like Oath? Yeah, we're taking the Thousand Year Storm. Commit to Memory is great, but I think I'm going to start drafting like I'm Storm. I've got a feeling that might be good. No. Kano, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. Just take the Commit to Memory, it's much more reasonable. And we get an Electromancer. Well, I'm not playing anything else in this pack. I'll take Electromancer. If I'm playing green, I'm probably not playing Deed or Ooze, despite those cards being good. I think if I was playing green, I'm playing Soccer Tribe Elder. Whisperwood Elemental went all the way around? Alright, I'm taking Pyretic Ritual. I should have taken Seething Song, but I did not. How did I end up Teamer again? We're already at a way higher power level than we were, though, because we have two pieces of the Power 9. Pack 2. What do we got? Primeval Titan is pretty good, just not if we're going to actually try and draft a Storm deck. There's a Mystical Tutor, which is great because we have Time Walk, we have High Tide. Primeval Titan is probably the most reasonable card for me to take, but I'm not playing a reasonable deck right now. I'm gonna take Mystical Tutor. Okay, so in this pack we have Grim Monolith, Mana Vault, Lotus Petal, Young Pyro, Click, or I could take Raphelos, but I think I'm actually playing a more Storm-ish deck. And if that's the case, I think taking either Desperate Ritual or Lotus Petal here is correct. Monolith and Mana Vault are also good, probably because of Thousand Year Storm. Just like getting out a Thousand Year Storm early is going to be pretty critical. Monolith or Mana Vault? I think I'm going to take Grim Monolith. It's a little bit harder to get onto the board than Mana... Well, no, Mana Vault is just like higher raw power level. I'm going to take Mana Vault. Tolarian Academy. There is a Tolarian Academy in this pack, and I have a Mox and a Mana Vault. This card is really good if you're doing Storm-related things. How you doing, Dreadhorde Arcanist? Good to see you. We also have a Stonecoil Serpent, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Academy and start trying to pick up mana artifacts for this weird Storm Time Walk, not actually a deck. Balance? What? There's Opposition, which is insane. How am I getting, like, the craziest cards? I know this is Vintage Cube, but, like, what cards are people taking over these, is what I want to know. I could probably take a Looter, so I can actually draw the right cards to cast the correct spells. I can take Spire Bluff Canal if I plan on ever casting red spells. However, I do not have, I don't like taking any deck that plays High Tide. I don't like taking blue duels that aren't islands. Don't have enough creatures for Opposition. Oracle of Moldiah is probably pretty sweet, but I think Looter Ilkor is the best card for us here. Balance is insane, but I don't think I'm playing white, even though I have Mentor. Okay, in this pack we just passed Splinter Twin, and here's a Pestermite. I probably should take the Pestermite. The lands don't fix for us. A lot of the stuff is off color. Yeah, I'm going to take the Pestermite, but I don't know if I'm playing it or not. Okay, if I am playing red, Faithless Looting is great. If I'm not playing red, Coalition Relic is really good, especially with Tolarian Academy. It just gives us really good mana and can effectively tap for 2 mana on a particular turn, like it's a Worn Power Stone. So I'm going to take Coalition Relic just because we need artifacts for Academy to work. There's a Tinker and a Basalt Monolith. I can speculate on Tinker just getting a huge high priority artifact target, and that's just going to win us some games. Also, one of the best ways to win in Storm is to Tinker for Bolas's Citadel, which I'm pretty sure is still in the cube. So I'm going to take Tinker. Because the card, if you cast this card and you have like a 9 CMC artifact in your deck, you're going to win. Says the man who has tinkered for Inkwell Leviathan multiple times and lost. Okay, Hangerback Walker. Hangerback Walker is... I don't want it, but it's probably the pick here. I could take Phantasmal Image, but we don't have a lot of stuff we can actually image. Yeah, I'll take the Walker, because there's not much else in this pack I can actually play at basically any point. Okay, pack 1's come all the way around. I can take Expansion Explosion, because it does copy Time Walk. It can act as a counterspell, and it also technically can be a win condition with Thousand Year Storm. So, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take Desperate Ritual. How is Raphelos? No one's in green? Raphelos is just so insane, too. Well, we'll take the Ritual. Worn Power Stone. Good to see you. Good to see a Worn Power Stone. Kano, what the hell you drafting? I don't know. What cards are people taking? What decks are they playing? I could take Wormcoil to at least have a Tinker target, and I think that's the case. I really hope that I get something else, but I will do it if I have to. At least we can Mystical Tutor for Tinker now as well. Man, if I can get like another Mox, even if it's Mox Diamond. Yeah, technically Raging Ravine is fixing for us. I don't really like playing I may not be doing High Tide related things, we'll see. Ramanop Excavator, we don't have Strip Mine or anything like that. Yavimaya Elder can get us lands. I'll take Yavimaya Elder. Apparently I took Ramanop Excavator, but okay. Alright, Moto Client. You know, you just let me know when I get to be the one to pick cards again. And an Arbor Elf, I guess. One thing's for sure, this deck's gonna be weird. Okay, so, let's see. If we're doing... There's no Tinker targets in this pack, which we would like a big Tinker target if we can get it. I think the best card for us is either Spell Pierce or Repeal. Repeal because we have a Mox. Memory Jar is also really worth considering. We have no Storm win condition at all. Library of Alexandria is incredibly strong, and I could see that working if we're just gonna... You know what? I'm gonna take Library. Okay. Damn it. Okay, so we have Inkwell Leviathan, which is a great way to win the game with Tinker. But if I take Inkwell Leviathan, I miss out on Volcanic Island, which is one of the best fixing cards for a deck. It's also an island duel, and it will not come around if that happens. I guess in this pack we would be working towards like hoping for a Goblin Welder or something like that, but I think I have to take Inkwell to make Tinker playable. Like not even good, just playable. Okay, there's a Dak Faden. I do like Dak Faden. There's also Frantic Search. Frantic Search High Tide is a great way to help generate a ton of mana to get to our late game. On the other hand, we have a Mox and Tolarian Academy, and we could have Dak Faden as well. Yeah, I'll take Dak. We're probably not playing a bunch of these random green cards. We're definitely not playing Mentor. We're not going to have that many forests, so Arbor Elf's probably not the play. Nothing to take care of Ramanop, or nothing to do with Ramanop Excavator. Probably not playing Thragtusk. Eternal Witness, even though it's double green, I'm going to try and splash, provided I get like any amount more fixing than I have right now. Signets. Signets are great. There's also, there's Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune 1000-Year Storm is a hilarious way to win the game, by the way. Crap. I gotta take the Signet. I have to take the blue Signet here because of Tinker and Academy. Wheel of Fortune is so strong, but if we don't have enough low-drop artifacts, this deck's not gonna work. It's also on-color fixing when I'm trying to splash a whole bunch of nonsense. Also, since we were working on a trophy streak, and since we lost it, I don't really feel like tryharding this cube much right now. I just want to do something insane. And this speaks to me as insane. We can take Empty the Warrens and have an actual Storm win condition, or we can take a Lightning Strike and win with 1000-Year Storm Lightning Strike. There's also Consecrated Sphinx, which is an incredibly powerful win condition. You know what? I'm going to take Empty the Warrens. Sphinx is definitely the pick, but I'm going to take Empty the Warrens. There's a Turnabout. There's a Shark Typhoon and an Izzet Signet. I'm going to take the Signet because I'm pretty sure I really need the Signet. Another on-color Signet is incredibly good. There's an off-color Signet, a Control Magic, a Lotus Bloom. We'll take the off-color-ish Signet because of Academy, once again. Not playing Pestermite. Probably not playing Hangerback. We're gonna have to trim this deck down some, and it might just be cut most of the red cards. Bolas' Citadel. We did it! That's what Caleb Gannon would say. We did it! I love that guy. I watch a lot of his content. So I'm sure that some of his mannerisms that are now ingrained in my brain from him doing it so often are also I'm probably unconsciously mimicking. Yeah, we're definitely taking Citadel, even though not a single land in the deck can cast it. Memory Jar is insane, just drawing us a whole bunch of cards. Academy Ruins. We can Academy Ruins Memory Jar people to death. Otherwise, it's like Goblin Welder. I'll take the land. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it, but I don't think I'm playing anything else in that pack. Dark Petition Mindslaver, Sword Body and Mind, Sneak Attack. I think I'm going to take Dark Petition. No. I'll take Mindslaver. What? You can't. This is pack 3 and no one's taken Wheel of Fortune. Who am I drafting against and what are they playing? We're taking Wheel. Oh, Soulfire Grandmaster. I'll take Soulfire Grandmaster. We got Time Walk. Rakdos' Return is technically a way to win the game that doesn't involve storming. Alright, I got a pile of cards. Like a real, literal pile of cards. With some Power 9 cards thrown in here. This is probably going to be an abomination. I don't think I'm playing Academy Ruins, first off. These are 4 lands this deck is running. Sort by converted mana cost, group creatures separately. Now, I'm probably not actually going to play Wormcoil Engine. Not unless I'm against like heavy aggro and I think I need it. If I actually want to storm, most of the artifact mana is fine. Bolas' Citadel we're literally never going to cast. It's going to get tinkered for. Rakdos Return, probably not playing. I don't have any black signets. I have Coalition Relic, and that's how I would have to cast that. I'm probably going to have to cut like Worn Power Stone. Kind of sad I didn't get Turnabout, because I could Turnabout untapping all my artifacts. I don't think I'm playing Steve, which means I'm probably not playing Eternal Witness, which means I probably am not playing Regrowth. So I'm basically just blue-red at this point, and that's fine. I have no burn spells. In my haste, the only burn spell I got is Rakdos' Return, which, yes, technically I can kill an opponent with Rakdos' Return, Thousand Year Storm, but the way that this deck is planning on winning right now is something to the effect of Thousand Year Storm, Time Walk, 45 turn beatdown with Looter Eelcore, or something like that. I have nothing to help me splash Soulfire Grandmaster with the exception of Coalition Relic and Selesnya Signet. I guess Bolas' Citadel can kind of splash Soulfire Grandmaster, but that's not really what that word means. Oh, I have Explosion. I have Expansion Explosion, so that's somewhat reasonable. I have an on-color burn spell / draw spell. I have no land untaps, so High Tide is actually kind of bad. Like, it's good, but it's not great. Oh, what do I cut? I think I have to keep Stonecoil Serpent in the deck simply because it's going to help turn on Tolarian Academy. Like, even if I just play it as a 1/1. I don't know if that's good enough. Oh, I'm not playing Mindslaver. What the... I could tinker for it, that would be cool, but... I like Memory Jar as a draw 7, though it's probably not necessary. It's good, but I don't think it's super necessary. We have Wheel of Fortune as a much more efficient draw 7, which Wheel of Fortune plays a lot nicer with the fact that we have Mox Ruby and a bunch of low-to-the-ground, like low-mana artifacts. I almost wish I had taken Grim Monolith over Mana Vault, but I still think Mana Vault's probably better. Maybe I don't need to run Stonecoil Serpent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... small artifacts. I don't know how many you need for Academy, but this feels... well, 7 if you count Mox Ruby. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna cut Stonecoil Serpent. And I probably should just cut Master. I think I cut Commit to Memory as well. It's a draw 7 from the grave, but I don't think it's all that likely that it actually works. Okay, no black mana at all. I can run 1 Plains and splash this Soulfire Grandmaster. So the most expensive spell we ever actually plan on casting is either Empty the Warrens or Explosion. And if we're casting Explosion, we've already won. These 3 cards, like Thousand Year Storm, we have Artifact mana. Okay. Welcome to the weirdest Storm deck I've ever played. I'll see you guys in round 1. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Opponent starts Blooming Marsh. Don't duress me, bro. Okay, cool. Noble Hierarch. We draw Mystical Tutor. So, play an island, pass the turn. I think we're going to Mystical Tutor for Tinker. Okay, opponent plays Sylvan Library. They are some kind of Sultai plus Noble Hierarch. We get hit for 1. At the end of our opponent's turn, we will Mystical Tutor for Tinker. Untap, draw Tinker. Man, we can't Ritual into Signet into Tinker, can we? No, that math doesn't work. Play Signet. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps Sylvan Library, draws them cards. I mean, alternatively, I could have gotten Time Walk and actually cast Time Walk last turn. That would have been fun. Opponent plays a Plains. They Assassin's Trophy our Signet. How rude. Get an island. They don't attack. We untap. Draw High Tide. Alright, play a mountain, pass the turn. Well, we can make a bunch of mana and draw 7 cards, but now I'm holding Tinker. And I don't want to be holding Tinker. Opponent was like, crap, we have to kill that Signet immediately. I could have waited until next turn and then just done it all at once, but the fact that my opponent had Assassin's Trophy means that Bolas' Citadel would not have gotten far. However, if I just Tinker for Inkwell, I don't think my opponent can do a damn thing about it. Opponent hits us for 1. The old 21 turn clock, because they missed an attack. Play a Plains. So I can High Tide. It's mana neutral. Pyretic Ritual. Go up to 6 mana. I can either Empty the Warrens or Wheel of Fortune. Cast High Tide. Pyretic Ritual. The smallest Empty the Warrens. Pass the turn. Mainly to get them to stop attacking me with Noble. Oh no. They have islands. Kolaghan's Command making us discard. I gotta discard Tinker. We've got Wheel of Fortune, and I probably should cast a Wheel of Fortune. I don't know, maybe I should have kept Tinker because we have so many artifacts in our deck, but I have regrets. I'm doing me the big regret. So what I'm seeing is Bolas' Citadel is very bad versus my opponent's deck. They have cast 2 main deckable artifact destruction spells, which means we're probably not winning with Storm. Which means I probably should have kept Tinker for Inkwell. Uh-oh. 6 mana? This is a Consecrated Sphinx. Green Sun X5. Gargaroth? Thragtusk? Niv Mizzet, drawing my opponent exactly Kaya and Knight of the Reliquary. We untap, draw Goblin Electromancer, play Goblin Electromancer, Wheel of Fortune, play Library of Alexandria, go to combat, attack for 5. My opponent has... They're just like playing 5-color nonsense. So I didn't play out anything else because I want to use Library to get an extra draw. We're getting duressed. Opponent can take Mana Vault or Worn Power Stone. Unfortunately, this means that Library will not be active because we don't have a draw spell in this entire deck. Oh, Kano, what were you thinking when you when you drafted this? You had so many more options. Why did you do this? Because I'm delirious after recording that Is It Time Warps video. It's been like 4 hours, and I couldn't sleep, so I was like, I'll just do this. Daylight savings time and super strenuous physical activity have completely thrown me off. Yeah, opponent's just playing 5-color attrition at this point. My Library of Alexandria Dreams completely disappearing. They play Kroxa. Discard an island. Take 3. We don't have any reshuffle effects as far as I know. They attack us for 6. 7. Take 7, go to 8. We untap. We draw an uncastable Bolas' Citadel. Okay, yep. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Leave back 2 blockers. But I'm pretty sure no, you know what? We're just dead. Because my opponent can reanimate Kroxa. Alright, new plan. Let's try that again with a little less suck. How do we accomplish that, though? We cannot rely on the artifact plan or the storm plan, honestly. Our only real hope is Inkwell and Time Walk. Alright, so let's hope for a real high power opener. My opponent is playing a ton of artifact and discard, which is kind of like the nightmare matchup for us. Alright, I will keep this. But only because this is a turn 2 Tinker, I believe. So, play an island, pass the turn. Okay, we did not get duressed. So step 1, successful. Mystical Tutor for Tinker. Untap, draw Tinker, play a mountain, play a Mana Vault, Tinker. Do we just go for the Storm plan or do we go for Inkwell? The problem with the Storm plan is if there's a land on top of my deck, I'm going to look really dumb. So we're going to go with Inkwell. Just try and win the game. My opponent, I'm pretty sure, has... No, I don't know that they have that or not. I was going to say, they might have an Edict, in which case this would be very bad. Opponent plays a Razor Verge Thicket. They play Sylvan Library. We untap. We draw Dak Faden. Play Tellarian Academy. Play Looter Eelkor. Oh, I could have played Dak. I forgot that this taps for mana because this is actually an artifact. Well, we're hiding a Dak from them. So Sylvan Library, they draw 2 extra cards. And they scoop it up because they cannot beat an Inkwell. Nice. Let's try and do that again. Okay, this hand is awful. So we mulligan. This hand works because I can put back Inkwell Leviathan on the bottom of my deck where I am confident I will not draw it. Sweet. Opponent does not open on duress. We play a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Razor Verge Thicket. We untap and draw Electromancer, play Mana Vault, play Island. Second verse, same as the first, playing around Mana Tithe. Inkwell Leviathan. Pass the turn. If we could just draw the old Time Walk, have this victory for you in no time. Don't edict me, bro. Channel and Tinker, cards that are not really fun to actually play. They contribute to a lot of non-games. I've got a suspicion that this might be very bad for us, whatever's about to happen here. Green Sun X2. They get Sylvan Caryatid. We draw Empty the Warrens. Ritual. Ritual. Empty. Just so we don't gotta worry about any edicts here. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 7. I mean, my opponent could have a Wrath. It's not indestructible. So maybe this was not very smart. Perhaps I should have just played Electromancer. But we are representing lethal damage, though not through a blocker. The biggest problem if we tinker for Inkwell is the fact that we cannot tinker for Bolas' Citadel, and so we have an absolutely dead card in our deck. This deck is horrible. I mean, it's great. It's super high power, but it's also terrible. No real strategy. Cool. Let's go for round 2. Alrighty, round 2. We have turn 1 Simic Signet, so this is not a real hand. We're going to mulligan. Perfect. Keep, put back Inkwell. It's on the bottom, so we know we're not going to draw it. Opponent starts Verdant Catacombs. We draw Soulfire Grandmaster. Play a Mountain, pass the turn. Opponent cracks Verdant Catacombs for a Watery Grave. They untap. They play a Godless Shrine, untapped. Mox Jet into a Teferi Time Raveler, uptick. So we untap and draw Mountain. Play an island. We'll play Looter Eelcore. We can't just run out Signet because our opponent will just unsummon the Signet. It looks like we're against some kind of control deck. They bounce Looter. We need to try and find a window to resolve Tinker. Opponent plays Kitesail Freebooter. How do we run into, like, the worst possible matchups for us? Okay. They take Tinker, because they should. They saw White and Soulfire Grandmaster, so next turn we're going to play Signet into Looter. We draw High Tide, so play a Plains, play a Signet, play Looter Eelcore, pass the turn. Opponent upticks Teferi to 3. We have no burn spells, so that Kitesail Freebooter may as well have been a Castigate. Chupacabra, killing our Looter. We untap. We draw Gush. Play a Mountain. We can't even alternate mode Gush. Pass the turn. We can't even cast it on my opponent's turn because it's an instant. They uptick Teferi to 4. They play a Marsh Flats and crack it. Oh, this is so dumb. This is so dumb because of what I chose to play, not because of how good my opponent's deck is. They did tap out, though. Alright, we untap. We draw a Mystical Tutor. Hardcast Gush. We draw a Mountain. Play a Mountain. Pass the turn. Man, if I could Mystical Tutor at instant speed, this might actually be reasonable. I don't really want to show them Time Walk. They almost certainly have an answer to Soulfire Grandmaster. They're playing Reanimator? I just put Grizzlebrand in the grave. They flip Jace. They uptick him. They discard a card to Pack Rat, maybe? Living Death. They hit us for 5. We untap. We draw Pyretic Ritual. Play Izzet Signet. Play Electromancer. Mystical Tutor. We'll get Time Walk. We don't have enough mana, though, to Soulfire Grandmaster Time Walk, because that would be 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're 1 away from... Never mind. Opponent reanimates Grizzlebrand. Draws down to 1 life. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Showed my opponent literally everything we were going for. Alright. They're playing like a super heavy attrition control deck. I probably should be playing Mentor if I'm trying to splash white, but... Alright, I will play first. This hand is horrible. This looks like a much more reasonable hand. I have Library, but I think I have to put Library back. So start Island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Creeping Tar Pit. On their end step, let's get Tinker. Untap, draw Tinker, play an Island, play a Signet, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs. Let's hope they don't have Hand Hate or a way to deal with Signet. They probably do. Freebooter both games. We have no way to kill that Freebooter. This is so horrible. We draw Baral. Play a Mountain. Play Baral. Now we have to hope to top deck like a Wheel of Fortune. They play Jace. They hit us for 1. We untap. We draw Worn Power Stone. Play Worn Power Stone. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They loot with Jace, discarding Grizzlebrand. They reanimate Grizzlebrand, play Marsh Flats. I guess I should have waited to use Tinker until they played Kitesail Freebooter. Or not Tinker, but a Mystical Tutor. I'm gonna blame me being very tired on that one. Yep, pass the turn. Opponent cracks Marsh Flats, gets a Watery Grave tapped. They entomb, presumably just to get cards in grave for Jace. Yeah, they put an island into the grave. They attack us for 8. We go to 10. They play a Mox Jet, play a Swamp. They play a Lotus Petal. They tuck Baral, and we draw an island. Yeah, alright. You win, Reanimator opponent with the insane deck. Says the man who opened pack 1, 2 pieces of power in his first 2 picks, and then just squandered it away on a terrible deck. I'll see you guys in round 3. Alrighty. Round 3, here we go. I mean, there's potential in this hand. I'm keeping. So we're going to start Island. We're going to use Mana Vault as a Dark Ritual, effectively. Hopefully I get to cast basically my entire hand in one turn. Opponent starts Plains. Plains Mana Crypt, Monastery Mentor. Okay, so there go my hopes and dreams. Play Goblin Electromancer. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Loses the flipped on Mana Crypt. There we go. They play a Simic Signet. They get a token. They attack us for 3. No blocks. They do have, like, Mana Leak mana. Alternatively, they also have Ice, which is very good, because I wanted to play Worn Power Stone this turn. We draw Selesnya Signet. Play an island. Play the Signet. We at least have something to do this turn. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent untaps. They suspend Ancestral Visions. They cast Time Walk! No! You can't have Mentor and Time Walk. It's so cheating. Like, next turn they're gonna Snapcaster it and we're just gonna die. Oh. They attack us for 7. We go to 10. We're basically dead to any combination of 2 spells. Like, our deck is not good, by any means. It's got really powerful cards in it. But I did not draft a good deck. My opponent's decks, really all of them, have been completely insane. Well, they also get to see that we have Time Walk, because I'm F6'd and I'm lagging, so I can't concede to hide information. But, yep, that's, it's gonna be a game loss. Is it, though? Hang on. If they have an answer for Electromancer and we can't block, then yes, but dig through time. So we're getting hit for 9 and going to 1. Block here. Opponent has to discard the hand size. We untap, we draw an island. Play an island. Let's see, I play Mox Ruby, I use it in Selesnya Signet to play Izzet Signet. And then I tap Izzet Signet with Mountain to cast High Tide. I have 1 red mana and 6 blue mana. And that doesn't do... Turn 1 Monastery Mentor into a Time Walk. Basically unbeatable. Yep. Run it back. Oh my god. I would like to play first. This hand does not work. Neither does this one. So we're going to 5. Alright, alright. This hand maybe does things. Not great things, but things. I gotta put back 2 cards, so one of them is an island. The other one might be an island. And then go Academy Mox Signet. And then I have, when I untap, 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I should probably put back Empty the Warrens or Thousand Year Storm. I'm gonna go deep. This hand is gonna make our deck look way better than it is, but ultimately do nothing. So play Academy, play Mox, play Signet, pass the turn. Watch my opponent have Strip Mine or Wasteland. Okay, they play Wandering Fumarole, so we're not gonna get dazed. Mana Vault, perfect. Exactly what I wanted to draw. Play Mana Vault, play Thousand Year Storm, play Island, pass the turn. Alright, now, let me top deck that sweet, sweet Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we played Thousand Year Storm on turn 2. That's gonna be good, right? Opponent suspends Ancestral Visions, plays Bloodstained Mire. That's a relatively low power turn 2. Pay for Mana Vault. We untap. We draw Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor can hit a draw 7. I could also Tinker for Bolas' Citadel, and that would be sweet. So I think that's actually what we're going to do, is we're going to Mystical Tutor on my opponent's end step for a Tinker. Ow. Don't you do it. Whatever it is, don't do it. Alright, Ancestral Vision's ticking down. Opponent's playing a much lower power level game this time. Opponent plays Thieving Skydiver, not kicked. Interesting. I think they were supposed to kick that. So on my opponent's end step, Mystical Tutor, 0 copies. I could have done this on my upkeep to actually have Storm count off of Thousand Year Storm. That would have been way better. Once again, Kano punting away victory. I think we get the draw 7. Bolas' Citadel is really sweet, but we're just going to hit a land as soon as we play it. We'll play a land and then have nothing. Alright. They're letting Mystical Tutor resolve. Honestly, it's got to be Wheel. I had a long time to think about that. And we need to draw a bunch of cards, and if it's just Tinker, like it gets countered, we're toast if it's countered. We're toast if there's like a land on top of our deck after freaking what's it called? Bolas' Citadel. So dump our opponent's hand, we'll draw 7. Oh, it's happening! Oh, it's happening. Okay, hang on. Hang on, we gotta do this right. Desperate Ritual. Add a bunch of red mana. Hang on. Oh, please, opponent, please let this resolve. Cast Empty the Warrens. Make a bunch of goblins. Don't concede. Don't concede. I just want the visual. Do it for the thumbnail. Oh my god, don't concede. Don't concede. Just one time. Time Walk, 4 copies. Yes, we did it! Oh, the dream. I have been trying. I've had 2 decks prior to this with these cards in it, and I have never once been able to do that. Oh my god, yes. A fitting end after how my opponent beat me in game 1. Oh, yes. This is good. The turn 1 Signet, turn 2 deck Faden. We'll keep. Well, or we could turn 1 Brawl, but opponent starts Suspend Ancestral. We untap and draw a Looter Eel Core. Play an island. Play a Mox. Play Signet. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Ancestral Visions. Plays a Plains. 2 mana. Abrades our Mox like a jerk. We untap. Draw an island. Play a mountain. Play Coalition Relic. Pass the turn. The lack of Mox prevented us from playing Dak Faden. Opponent plays a Mox Emerald. New plan. We're taking their Mox. Alright. Gets them closer to cards. Ancestral Vision's ticking down to 1. No! You can't just Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we lose Dak Faden, but in theory, we're Storm, and we're going to appreciate the remainder of the cards we draw. Yeah. In theory, this is pretty good. Because, like, next turn... So next turn I can add mana, Mystical Tutor on my upkeep for Wheel of Fortune. So we put a charge counter on Coalition Relic. Untap. On our upkeep, Mystical Tutor. Get Wheel of Fortune. Draw Wheel. Okay, add red mana. Play Tolarian Academy. This taps for 2. Play Worn Power Stone. Add 3 blue, 1 red, playing around days, Wheel of Fortune. Because we don't need any of the cards in our hand currently. Oh man. Tinker is now super bad. We're holding all the cards we want to tinker for. What a tragedy. Alright, opponent gets an Ancestral Recall, goes down to 13 cards in their deck. 12 cards they have to draw for turn 2. What is happening? What is happening? Did my opponent just have 6 through their turn? Okay. For a second there, it was like, I thought it was going to end step. They play a land, they have 10 cards in hand. They ought to be able to do something, right? 5 mana. Thieving Skydiver. They're going to take Coalition Relic. They're going to take Worn Power Stone. I guess that's fair. It's more mana up front. Then they have to discard 2 cards. Wow, they really have, like, the Kiki combo. They discard Balance and Sacred Foundry. We untap. Draw Simic Signet. Coalition Relic adds no mana. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So play an island, play Simic Signet, pass the turn. I might be able to kill them draw mode Explosion. That would be hilarious. They play their own Worn Power Stone. They play a Boros Signet. They play an island. And now they pass. They attack for 2. Sure. We take 2, go to 18. On their end step, charge Relic. Academy. This. this. Hardcast Gush. Draw. Is it Signet? Empty the Warrens. Alright, untap. We draw Pestermite. They're going to tap Academy. How much mana do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can Expansion Explosion X5. I can do 5 damage to Pestermite and, like, draw a bunch of cards. Blue, blue, red, red. I'm going to try and draw Time Walk, I think. So, Explosion, X3, kill Pestermite. We drew Time Walk. Oh, yes. Yes. Here we are. Alright, we draw for turn. We draw Electromancer. Okay, add red mana. Play an island. So we gotta cast Time Walk this turn. Because there's no chance my opponent ever taps out like this again. Storm count of 2. I could cast Empty the Warrens. Yeah, alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play... We're just gonna play Time Walk, I think. Next turn, we get to untap all of... Oh, we gotta discard. Discard the island. We untap, draw an island. Okay, we get to add no counters. Play a mountain. This is, I think, mana neutral. Or mana positive, because we have Academy. Play Electromancer. I don't think I have any artifacts left to tinker for. Nothing substantial. I could tinker for something for mana. It's probably worth it for the storm count. Hang on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana exactly. So I can either, like, tinker empty, or I can cast Inkwell. And I think I'm going to cast Inkwell. Maybe I should have cast empty because of storm count reasons, but Inkwell should be much harder for them to answer once it's resolved. Opponent hits us for 2. Do they just have a Wrath? That would be super bad. They just had a Wrath here. I don't even know what's happening because the game's lagging so bad right now. Am I dying to a Fireball? Upheaval! Oh no! I don't have a Mox to go with my Academy. I don't have to discard everything. Yeah, I have no hope, actually, now. Because, like, at most, next turn I can play, like, a land. Alright, we untap, we draw Mana Vault. That does help slightly. So I can, like, play an island, play Mana Vault into, like, a Signet, play another Signet. Then we discard a whole bunch of lands. We're going to keep Academy, though. So we discard Citadel, Island, Mountain, Island, Island, Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Electromancer? Now I don't think we have any artifacts left in our deck. Definitely none worth it tinkering for, so I probably should have just discarded Tinker. 5 mana. Put a place Thieving Skydiver, taking Izzet Signet. That matters a lot. That could have been way worse if I had played out Worn Power Stone, though. So we untap, we take damage, we draw a mountain, go to our main, play Tolarian Academy, play Selesnya Signet, tap for 3, play Worn Power Stone, pass the turn, opponent untaps, they play Volcanic. Yeah, I think they've got us beat with Celestial Colonnade Clock. Okay, they're doing something else with their mana. Nope, they're animating Colonnade and just beating us. Okay. So we take 6, we go to 9. There's 2 turns left on the clock. Leviathan's going to be way too slow, and we do not have enough cards for some crazy Empty the Warren shenanigans. I don't think we have a single artifact left in our deck. I don't think we pay for Mana Vault. We draw a Desperate Ritual. So play a mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 mana. We cannot get that high in storm count, actually, but I can try. Just to see what happens here. Play Coalition Relic. Tinker just to make sure there's nothing left in our deck, and get rid of Mana Vault. There is not. We are running on literally nothing here. I also lost a mana off of Tolarian Academy. I should have tapped it first. Desperate Ritual? Empty. Yep. Opponent's got us beat. There's just nothing left. That was a really good upheaval. I'm not even really mad about this game. I was really mad about the first game where it was just like, oh my god, you just lose. But, yeah, opponent had the answer to the resolved Inkwell Leviathan. So, Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and concede. There's just nothing left in the tank. That was a fun league, even though it was like really crazy and quite silly. I think it was good. Anyway, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though the last few have been earlier than that. I don't know when this video is going up, but next time I'm streaming is St. Patrick's Day, which is awesome. Yeah, and hope you guys enjoyed. You're all wonderful human beings, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!